Hello, my name is Jamia Marciu, and today's date is June 6, 2022, and I will be representing the role of the pancreas and liver in regulating digestion. So, chemical digestion in the small intestine relies on the activities of the three accessory digestive organs, which are the liver, the pancreas, and the gallbladder. But in this presentation, I'll be talking about the liver and the pancreas in regulating digestion. So let's start with the liver. Its role is to produce bile and export it to the duodenum. The liver is divided into primary lobes, which are the large right lobe and a smaller left lobe. In the right lobe, some anatomists also identify an inferior quadrate lobe and a posterior caudate lobe, which are defined by internal features. The liver is connected to the abdominal wall and diaphragm by five peritoneal folds, referred to as ligaments, and these are the falciform ligament, the coronary ligament, and two lateral ligaments, and the ligamentum teres hepatis. The falciform ligament and the ligamentum teres hepatis are actually remnants of the umbilical vein and separate the right and left lobes anteriorly. The lesser omentum tethers the liver to the lesser curvature of the stomach. So as shown in the picture, the hepatic artery delivers oxygenated blood from the heart to the liver, and the hepatic portal vein delivers partially deoxygenated blood containing nutrients absorbed from small intestine. In addition to nutrients, drugs and toxins are also absorbed. After processing the bloodborne nutrients and toxins, the liver releases nutrients needed by other cells back into the blood, which drains into the central vein and through the hepatic vein and then to the inferior vena cava. With this hepatic portal circulation, all blood from the alimentary canal passes through the liver, which largely explains why the liver is the most common site for metastasis of cancers that originate or come from the alimentary canal. So, as mentioned before, blood flows through a hepatic vein into the inferior vena cava, which means that blood and bile flow in opposite directions. And the hepatic sinusoids, which are shown here, are their role is they contain sorry they contain so the hepatic sinusoids contain Kupffer cells, which are phagocytes that remove dead red and white blood cells, bacteria, and other foreign material that enter the sinusoids. Okay, let's talk about bile. Bile is a mixture secreted by the liver to accomplish the emulsification of lipids in the small intestine. Bile, as you can see, is a yellow, brown, or yellow-green alkaline solution with a pH of 7.6 to 8.6. Bile has a mixture of water, bile salts, bile pigments, phospholipids, electrolytes, cholesterol, and triglycerides. Bile salts act as emulsifying agents, so they are important for the absorption of digested lipids. While most constituents of bile are eliminated in feces, bile salts are are reclaimed by the enterohepatic circulations. And once bile salts reach the ileum, they are absorbed and returned to the liver through the hepatic portal blood. And then, so the hepatocytes then excrete the bile salts into newly formed bile. Thus, this precious resource called bile is recycled. And while hepatocytes work non-stop, bile production increases when fatty chyme enters the duodenum and stimulates the secretion of the gut hormone secretin. Between meals, bile is produced but conserved. Alright, now let's talk about the pancreas. It's soft and oblong, and it lies transversely in the retroperitoneum behind the stomach. It has both functions, which is the exocrine, which secretes digestive enzymes, and endocrine functions, which release hormones into the blood. The exocrine part of the pancreas arises as little grape-like cell clusters, as you can see, which are called acinus or acini. And as you can see, they're located near the terminal ends of the pancreatic ducts. These acinar cells produce or secrete enzyme-rich pancreatic juice into tiny emerging ducts that form two dominant ducts. The larger duct fuses with the common bile duct, which carry bile from the liver and gallbladder, just before entering the duodenum via a common opening called the hepatopancreatic ampulla. So, as you can and there's scattered through the sea of exocrine acini, there are small islands of endocrine cells, which are called the islets of Langerhans. These vital cells produce hormones, which are pancreatic polypeptide, insulin, glucagon, and somatostatin. So let's talk about the pancreatic juice. So the pancreas produces over a liter of pancreatic juice each day. Unlike bile, it's clear and composed mostly of water along with some salts, sodium bicarbonate, and several digestive enzymes. Sodium bicarbonate is responsible for the slight alkalinity of pancreatic juice, which has the pH of 7.1 to 8.2, which serves to buffer the acidic gastric juice in chyme, and it inactivates pepsin from the stomach, and it creates an optimal environment for the activity of pH-sensitive digestive enzymes in the small intestine. Pancreatic enzymes are active in the digestion of sugars, proteins, and fats. The pancreas produces protein digesting enzymes in their inactive forms. These enzymes are activated then in the duodenum. If produced in an active form, they would digest in the pancreas, which is exactly what happens in the disease called pancreatitis. So the regulation of pancreatic secretion is the job of hormones in the parasympathetic nervous system. Alright. So in summary, chemical digestion in the small intestine cannot occur without the help of the liver and pancreas. The liver produces bile and delivers it to the common hepatic duct. Bile contains bile salts and phospholipids, which emulsify large lipid globules into tiny lipid droplets, a necessary step in lipid digestion or fat digestion and absorption. The pancreas then produces the enzyme and bicarbonate-rich pancreatic juice and delivers it to the small intestine through ducts, and pancreatic juice buffers the acidic gastric juice enzyme, which inactivates pepsin from the stomach and enables the optimal functioning of digestive enzymes in the small intestine. Alright, so here are my references, and thank you for listening to my presentation.